So all along, when we thought maybe Blake wanted the rights, I mean, she might end up being the director, right? But in all utter reality, maybe Colleen Hoover did not want to give up her rights to the second film.
I'm honored, and I'm also more honored that because, what we're talking about is so important and so meaningful, that we're able to have this much anticipation, and so many people want to go see it and are talking about it. Like, that's what I'm grateful for.
For one case, we're going to put every single text message, every single document, everything on a website.
Colleen Hoover's world is in chaos, and it's not looking good. Justin Baldoni is taking legal action, and trust me, this lawsuit is dropping some bombshells that are leaving fans in complete shock. What went down between these two, and why is Justin suddenly calling out what many are calling Hoover's biggest betrayal yet? Let's break it down. Sources close to the situation reveal that Baldoni, who produced the film adaptation of Hoover's hit novel It Ends With Us, has filed a lawsuit that could change everything. Details are still emerging, but all signs are pointing to a major fallout between the author and the actor-producer, with rumors of deceit, broken agreements, and betrayal that no one saw coming. Insiders are saying this is no simple legal dispute, it's far more complex. Allegedly, Hoover may have misrepresented key aspects of their partnership, leaving Baldoni with no choice but to take action. And now he's not holding back. Legal experts familiar with the case are suggesting that Baldoni's claims could involve breach of contract and financial damages. If true, Hoover might face severe consequences, not just legally but also professionally and reputationally. And let's face it, for an author whose books are all about trust, love, and deep emotional connections, this kind of scandal could hit hard. But here's where it gets even messier. Rumor has it that this lawsuit might uncover truths Hoover might have preferred to keep under wraps. Fans are already wondering, was there more going on behind the scenes of It Ends With Us than we ever realized? The big question, did she team up with Blake Lively to take control of the film Baldoni was producing? Yes, you heard that right. There are whispers suggesting that Hoover sided with Lively and worked behind the scenes to push Baldoni out of the project he originally led. If that's true, it's a major betrayal considering Baldoni was not only producing the film, but was also supposed to star in it. Some people close to Hoover claim she's devastated, but others say she saw this coming. There are even rumors that Hoover tried to settle things privately before Baldoni took legal action, but if that's the case, it clearly didn't work. Fans are divided, and let's just say it's not looking good for Hoover. Social media is flooded with reactions, some defending her while others are calling her out. Baldoni is staying professional, but sources say he's ready to fight this out to the very end. So what's next? Will Hoover face these accusations head-on? Will this lawsuit reveal something that changes how fans view her? And most importantly, will It Ends With Us stand a chance amid all this drama? One thing is certain, this is far from over. Stay tuned because the story is just beginning. If you've got thoughts on this shocking fallout, drop them in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest updates on this and more celebrity drama. You won't want to miss what happens next. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, new reports are coming in that could shake up everything even further. Industry insiders are now suggesting that other big names in Hollywood are having second thoughts about working with Hoover. This lawsuit isn't just a private matter anymore, it's quickly becoming an industry-wide scandal. Rumors are spreading that major publishing houses and production companies are reconsidering their partnerships with Hoover. If this lawsuit picks up momentum, it could spell disaster for her future projects. Could this mark the end of her reign as one of the most influential voices in modern romance? Meanwhile, Baldoni has been spotted in high-profile meetings with legal teams, and sources close to him say he's ready to expose everything if necessary. If there's more to this story, fans will demand answers, and Hoover might have more to worry about than just the lawsuit. As the case continues to unfold, brace yourselves for even more jaw-dropping revelations, and trust me, you're going to want to keep up with this one. Hit that follow button because this drama is far from over. Sources are now saying that Hoover's legal team is scrambling to prepare a response that could completely shift public opinion. Could she actually have a counterclaim against Baldoni? Some legal experts believe Hoover might argue she was misled during their initial contract talks, and if she has the evidence, this case could take an entirely different direction. But let's not forget the fans. Readers are torn, with some standing by Hoover no matter what, while others are demanding the truth. Book clubs, online forums, and even TikTok are blowing up with theories and fiery debates. Could this lawsuit impact book sales? Early predictions suggest that depending on how things play out, Hoover's reputation might take a massive hit, or she could end up with more publicity than ever before. Then there's the film industry. Hollywood is always unpredictable, but one thing's for sure, executives don't like controversy that could hurt their bottom line. If Baldoni's lawsuit proves damaging, studios could pull out of It Ends With Us, leaving the highly anticipated adaptation in limbo. Some even say that other actors involved are now reconsidering their roles, worried that this legal drama could taint their careers.
So you can have a what?
A sequence, like it starts with this.
Oh.
I mean, if Colleen has her rights, I'll go anywhere. I'll follow this woman anywhere.
Y'all heard her.
She sort of like pretends to play with her. So like in the beginning, our oldest is like loving on her and she's like very maternal. And then our middle daughter is just keeps away from her.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more chaotic, bam. A massive shockwave hit. Whispers started circulating that Justin Baldoni, frustrated with the direction the film was taking, was convinced that Blake Lively hadn't even read the novel. Talk of legal action began to swirl. No official lawsuit ever surfaced, but that didn't stop the rumors. Allegedly leaked texts and emails painted a picture of Blake barely engaging with the source material at all, and the buzz exploded. If Justin was even considering legal action, fans had to wonder what exactly pushed him that far. For a long time, Justin had been seen as the devoted protector of It Ends With Us, fighting to ensure its core message of love and resilience wasn't lost in translation. But now, if he was thinking about taking legal action, something must have gone seriously wrong behind the scenes. Industry insiders whispered that this wasn't about money for Justin. It was about stopping the film from becoming a shallow Hollywood spectacle focused on big names and budgets instead of the emotional depth of the story. Meanwhile, Colleen Hoover found herself in the eye of the storm. Her silence only made matters worse. She had trusted Justin from day one, believing he would stay true to her vision. But now, it seemed like she was standing behind Blake Lively, an actress some speculated hadn't even read the book properly. The backlash was swift. Fans began asking, had Colleen abandoned the very essence of It Ends With Us? Was she trading its raw emotional depth for Hollywood's glitz and glam? And then boom, her Instagram vanished, fueling the controversy even further. The big question, was this the ultimate betrayal, or did Colleen still have time to save her story before Hollywood completely took over? At first, Colleen's loyalty to Justin seemed unshakable. He had promised to protect the book's authenticity. But out of nowhere, Colleen publicly supported Blake, even as Justin insisted the changes were ruining the heart of the story. Fans didn't hold back. The backlash was intense. Readers who once loved Colleen's storytelling now felt betrayed. Was she really siding with a Hollywood starlet who allegedly didn't understand the essence of the book? Or was this just a strategic move to ensure A-list power behind the film? Things took a turn for the worse when critics dug up past missteps, like the It Ends With Us coloring book disaster, using it as evidence that maybe Colleen had always been a bit out of touch with the deeper, more painful themes of her own work. Fans began analyzing every interview, searching for clues about how she truly felt about Blake's influence. Was she genuinely on board, or was she caught in a whirlwind too big to escape? Then silence. Colleen's social media blackout sent fans into a frenzy. Was she avoiding the backlash, or was this a sign that she was prioritizing Hollywood over the readers who made her a household name? Her once active Instagram was wiped clean and everyone was left wondering, did Colleen Hoover, the queen of emotional storytelling, just abandon the soul of her most beloved novel? Or was there something bigger happening behind the scenes? Once her Instagram disappeared, the internet went wild. Twitter and TikTok lit up with debates. Hashtags like #TeamJustin, #TeamBlake, and #ColleenCancel started trending. Fans who had once hung on her every word were left in shock, questioning whether Colleen had just walked away from them at the peak of the controversy. Some speculated that Colleen Hoover's sudden disappearance was a calculated PR move, a way to distance herself from the chaos. Others believed her silence was proof she had lost all credibility, especially after backing Blake Lively, despite rumors that the actress was rewriting the very story Hoover had once fiercely protected. Was this a power move, a Hollywood strategy, or was Colleen simply stepping back as things spiraled out of control? And then there was Ryan Reynolds. His silence wasn't helping either. Normally, he's the king of online banter, always keeping the internet entertained, but now, not a word. His decision to stay completely out of the drama only deepened the mystery. Meanwhile, TikTok detectives went to work, breaking down every leaked message and behind-the-scenes whisper. Old interviews resurfaced, showing Colleen discussing the struggle of balancing Hollywood expectations with fan loyalty. Suddenly, it wasn't just about this one controversy, it was about something much bigger. Was this the moment her once unshakable connection with fans started to crumble, or was she simply facing a rough patch on her way to something even bigger? One thing was clear, turning It Ends With Us into a film was turning out to be messier than anyone could have imagined. With every new twist, the drama only pulled people deeper, and as the internet took sides, Colleen's silence made things worse. Could she recover from this, or had the damage already been done? Once the floodgates opened, there was no stopping the chaos. Twitter became a battleground. #Team Justin fans praised Baldoni for sticking to the book's emotional depth, while #Team Blake supporters believed that Lively's star power would turn the film into a major hit. Meanwhile, TikTok creators analyzed every leaked email, trying to piece together just how far the film had drifted from the beloved novel. With each new revelation, it became clear this wasn't just about a book adaptation anymore. It was turning into one of the biggest Hollywood controversies of the year. Fans of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel found themselves torn between their admiration for the original story and their growing frustration over what they saw as a betrayal of its essence. Just when fans thought things couldn't get any murkier, Ryan Reynolds' uncharacteristic silence, despite his reputation for sharp-witted social media comebacks, only deepened the mystery. As speculation ran wild, the online discourse quickly turned from excitement into a full-fledged digital battleground, where every new detail only fueled the flames. Colleen Hoover's credibility took a serious hit when she appeared to align herself with Blake Lively instead of Justin Baldoni, the very person who had been driving the project forward. Readers who had once admired Hoover's deeply emotional storytelling began to question whether she had sacrificed the novel's integrity for Hollywood prestige. The backlash was swift and unforgiving, especially from those who had connected with It Ends With Us on a personal level because of its raw portrayal of domestic violence and emotional trauma.
It's based on a beautiful, really important book, and it's about a young woman named Lily who confronts the generational cycles.
He was, after I gave birth, he was like, oh my gosh, if I lost you and I, went to the park with our 3 kids, I mean, think of the ladies I can.
And this wasn't even the first controversy tied to Hoover's name. The earlier debacle involving the It Ends With Us coloring book had already raised eyebrows, leaving many to wonder if Hoover truly understood the gravity of the themes in her own work. Now, with whispers of legal threats, behind-the-scenes feuds, and significant changes to the film adaptation, her sudden disappearance from Instagram spoke louder than any statement she could have made. Some speculated that she was stepping back for her mental health, while others believed this was a strategic move to distance herself from the storm surrounding the project. Either way, Hoover now finds herself walking a tightrope, trying to balance the demands of Hollywood while attempting to retain the trust of her once loyal readers. The burning question across social media remains: can she reclaim the authenticity that once made her a literary sensation, or has this controversy left an irreparable stain on her reputation? As the uproar over It Ends With Us continues to escalate, the stark contrast between the novel's deeply emotional core and the chaos surrounding its adaptation is impossible to ignore. What began as a poignant narrative about love, resilience, and breaking generational cycles has now become a cautionary tale about the collision of artistic vision, celebrity influence, and corporate interests. It's a glaring reminder that even the most heartfelt stories can get lost when Hollywood's priorities shift toward box office appeal rather than narrative truth. For Hoover, the fallout is undeniable. The bond she once shared with her readers, built on a foundation of sincerity and emotional depth, now appears weakened by the perception that she has traded storytelling integrity for mainstream success. Meanwhile, Baldoni remains steadfast in his mission to preserve the novel's essence, proving that not every filmmaker is willing to compromise a story's soul for commercial viability. This entire debacle serves as a hard lesson for authors. When Hollywood comes calling, safeguarding the heart of the story is just as important as securing that lucrative studio deal. Beneath all the noise, however, lies a far more sobering reality. At its core, It Ends With Us was meant to ignite conversations about domestic violence and the painful cycles that trap people in unhealthy relationships. Yet now, instead of fostering meaningful discourse, the spotlight has shifted to celebrity disputes, leaked communications, and online faction wars. Whether the final film can reclaim even a sliver of the novel's emotional depth, or whether it will remain overshadowed by controversy, remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: in the unpredictable world of Hollywood adaptations, preserving a story's soul is far easier said than done. As Hollywood continues to be enthralled by spectacle, the saga surrounding It Ends With Us serves as a stark example of how quickly a powerful narrative can be overshadowed by scandal. With whispers of extensive rewrites, potential lawsuits, and the sudden social media vanishing act of one of the literary world's most prominent figures, it's evident that even the most beloved books aren't immune to industry drama. As fans anxiously await the film's release, one pressing question remains. When the final credits roll and the dust settles, will It Ends With Us still deliver the same gut-wrenching emotional impact that captivated millions of readers? Or will Hollywood's reimagining dilute the very essence that made it a cultural touchstone? Only time will reveal the truth. But one thing is undeniable. The road from best-selling novel to blockbuster hit has never been more treacherous.